Oh, hello everybody. Just putting a few cardboard boxes upstairs. Everything is very tidy up here. So, yeah, we're going to continue today. We have many things to do. Better turn the light off. It's actually gone 5 in the evening, so we're just going to do a bit and then we're going to rest, and then tomorrow we can crack on. My goal for this particular in-game day is to finish this field, which really shouldn't be too difficult. We're going to go and buy the fertiliser now, because what we are aiming to do is to make just a few £1,000s in the next few in-game hours, and then we can rest, and then we can make hopefully a lot more in the next day. That will enable me to get some fertiliser, and yeah, my plan is to start baling. I want to bale straw. Now, I did actually ask in the previous episode if anybody knew of any good cheap balers, and there are quite a few. I'm just going to go and take some canola because the price is currently good. But yeah, I basically narrowed it down to the ones which I felt were the most appropriate for the series at this stage, and there is actually a round baler which costs £15,000, which is fairly easy for us to achieve, to be able to get £15,000 to buy that. Not only that, but there is also a wrapper for just over £6,500, I think it is. So that means we can make silage bales. My greatest limitation at the moment, I suppose, is the mower itself. If I can't mow large amounts of grass, then that's quite limiting. Anyway, we're going to sell this. We're going to make about, I don't know, £2,000. What would it be? Yeah, about 2,000. And then we can return with a pallet of fertiliser. What I'm trying to avoid here is only partially drilling a field, because then obviously it's going to be at a different stage if we then rest, because it is going to start to grow. I have already started the big field, so that's kind of annoying. But we might be able to do the whole lot before it gets too far ahead of itself. We have to move all the straw first, which is, as you know, the biggest problem. Even one bag of fertiliser is still pretty expensive. There are other ways of buying the fertiliser, different pallets, different mods. I think I probably should look into them. Okay, so actually, yeah, 3,297. Better than expected. Or just because my calculation was really bad. So, yeah, let's just go for this one here. It's still £2,000 pretty much. For just 1,000 litres. Which won't go very far. There we go. And yeah, I don't know if you watched the previous episode, but you'll have seen that if you did, the Fiat was sort of, it was managing to run all 3 drills, but it was sort of on its limit. And I know that there is like an engine chipping mod, so you can sort of increase the efficiency, increase the horsepower of an engine. I haven't looked into it at all yet, because it's very new. But if it's possible to do it on the Fiat, then maybe we could chip it and then get a bit of extra power out of it, and that might be enough to be able to run all 3 drills very effectively. At least that would be the plan. That field there also does need to be drilled. I think I'll just do it the same crop as this, putting in soybeans, so that I can then bale the soybean straw. So that should, actually I think you might be able to just put it over the top on this one. Yep. Although, is that just going to... Wait. I need to make sure it fills evenly. Yeah, I think it does. I think it does just put it over all 3. Having said that, I might be wrong. Okay. We'll just have to find out. Yeah, that seems to be working fine. I will just check the fertilising map and make sure it is applying it evenly. Yep, okay, fantastic. So, just get that done. Then we don't have to worry about it being uneven anymore. There's some potatoes down there. They were on the boundary, so I couldn't actually pick them up. Right, just turn those off. Lift up and then we can finish off. So yeah, we need £15,000 initially just to do the straw. We don't have to worry about a bale wrap or anything, because that would all be for the grass. And then obviously, yeah, when we come to sell these straw bales, we should make quite a bit of money, providing I sell them at a good time. I know that currently the price for standard straw is not very good, so it would be silly to go to the effort of baling it and sell it for a tiny amount of money. It is only £36. It can be much better, even on hard mode, so that's no good. We'll put them in storage. I have also tracked down a very affordable bale trailer, an old bale trailer, and it was only £2,500, so it's decent. Okay, so that is the first field completed. Looking good. Gonna hit the tractor. It's got all the fertiliser. We'll move this out of the way. And I will just go and very quickly do the other field. It might be a bit of a nightmare. That's not done, is it? Yeah, what I actually mean there is I'll tidy up and I'll do the other field. But because it is so small, it probably is easier just to use one drill. I'll go and find out. Okay, so yeah, it ended up being just easiest with 2, but it probably would have still been easiest with 1. So as you can see, it has started to grow, which is something you'd expect when you put the seed in the ground. So we're just going to have this as a separate section, which is fine because it always used to be anyway. It's just, if I wait, it'll all catch up. We'll probably just harvest it all at the same time, so you wouldn't know any different. But yeah, it's just the way it's going to have to be, because I need £15,000 before we can continue. Some of that will come in overnight from the greenhouse, but the rest might have to be gathered from what we have in storage. Also, we have trees, and we also have sheep's wool. How much do we have? A bit. The price might have improved overnight. 4A4. It's probably like £1,500 in total. Anyway, yes, I will see you in the morning. Okay, well, we have the £15,000. These placeables really do bring in the money. Yeah, so as it turns out, actually the crop growth wasn't set to slow, which kind of really annoys me. I could reload, but then I'm going to lose the progress that I've made. So all I need to do is make sure this gets fertilised immediately, because otherwise we're going to lose out on that bonus. You can see we had the initial application of fertiliser when we planted it, so just once more and it would be 100%, so that's fine. But yes, we're going to have to really make sure crop growth is on slow in the future. Big mistake, I admit it. I thought it wasn't slow, and I've also just realised that this tractor is extremely loud in third person view, so I will make sure that I either turn the volume down when I'm in third person or don't speak. It's fairly loud in first person actually. Anyway, let's go and buy the baler. We'll get those fields baled, something which has been overdue for a very long time. And then we can finally put the rest of the crop in, but fertilising of the initial crop is really going to have to take priority, because it could just suddenly ripen and then we can't fertilise it. For the rest of the episode, crop growth is going to stay off, and possibly for the entire duration of the next episode as well, just because it shouldn't have grown so fast. I don't want to make it too easy. I'm not trying to secretly cheat here. It was a genuine mistake. So this is the bale trailer. It's actually £4,500, but we could buy it used, which would deduct 900, so that would be fine. It looks really good. But we don't need that just yet. There's also this, which is actually already classed as used, so we'll keep it set as new here. By 4D modding, that is the bale wrapper. Coming in at just 7,295, but I think... No, you do have to have one of those too. So yeah, 7,645 for that one. And then finally we have the baler, which we're buying now. This one here. And yes, as it would appear, you do have to have it with one of these two other extensions. So it is, what would it be? Would it be I think it would be a low attacher for us. I'm not sure. Let me just examine the back of the tractor. No, we should be okay with the other one. I can't see why that wouldn't work. It's cheaper as well. Okay, so 15,900. Brand new. It would actually work on the other tractor, but since we have this one, I will use it. Perfect. Yep, that is absolutely fantastic. So it's not very big, but it doesn't need to be. All I want to do is create some bales. Okay, I know I did just say I'm not going to use it on the Massey Ferguson, but actually looking at it again, I am going to. It only requires, I think, 50 horsepower, and it is so small. So, yeah, we'll get it swapped over. Again, the attacher should be fine for the Massey Ferguson. It's not like it's a tiny tractor. The Fiat really is for the cultivation and drilling. Otherwise, this is what I would class as our main tractor. We might have to put the front weight on. I know it's not heavy, but sometimes it's just good to keep it balanced. I have left that drill in the way. And there we go. So, yeah, despite it looking smaller, this baler, it still does have a capacity of, I've drilled right to the edges, a capacity of 4,000 litres. I need to put a track in. So I don't have variable bale capacity because that might be considered cheating on this series, but it's still the standard size, so that's fine. And also, it doesn't take much power at all. The biggest thing here is that I need to remember about the unload. I know it has to be manually unloaded, it's just I always overshoot, so I just sort of get carried away and ignore how full it is, and then it just keeps going and going. So, yeah, it's not filling up, well, it's filling up quickly, but it's not filling up ridiculously quickly. So it shouldn't be too tricky to keep on top of it. First bale coming out now. Should look fairly standard, yep. So this is good. And it'd be even better when we create some silage bells. But I'm not going to sell the silage bells until we have bought the BGA. As for where it's going to go, well, I'm guessing somewhere on our new piece of land. Unless we expand the fields or create more fields over in this direction, and that first field which we drilled, we turned into a BGA. So that could all turn into a huge yard. It doesn't have to be a field anymore, especially that really small field, because that's just awkward. So I think we do have space here for redevelopment. The original land. Many things to think about. Please do post your opinions and suggestions down below. I do read them, even though I don't respond to many. It's all about time. If only you could make more time. I think to do that you'd have to invent the time machine and then go back in time to read everything and do all the other jobs that are required, you know, day to day. Why can't there be more than 24 hours in a day? Right, okay, let's crack on. Don't know how long it's going to take, but by the end of this, it should look quite impressive. And it will have saved me a huge job of going backwards and forwards to the sell point with loads and loads and loads of loading wagon loads. It's a lot of loads to the sell point. So, yep, see you in a second. This is fantastic. It's all going so well. Got quite a few bales. We're definitely not going to be getting any kind of auto stack as those, just that would be far too expensive. It would be unheard of on this farm. Nope, we're going to go with the old trailer, the nice old trailer, and we'll load them up with the front loader. But initially, I don't know exactly where they're going to go. I think, well, the most suitable shed is probably what I've been using as the vehicle store, but if everything is just sort of tidied up and put to one side, there should be enough space to be able to put both in there, hopefully. Because as you'll know, these bales, when they're stacked properly, do stack quite well, quite compact, they don't take up too much space, but I'll probably stack them on their sides, I'm not too sure. As I think anybody who's been watching my videos will know, I've been struggling with stacking them the other way. I can do it, just about, but it's kind of stressful when it's so much easier to do it the other way. Especially when it comes to stacking on a trailer. Okay, so that is 86%. There might be enough just around here to get up to 100, but it's unlikely. 87. Yeah, I don't really want to be picking around. It can stay in there until next time. But just take a look at that. That is so good. This is exactly what I've been looking for. Right, back at the yard. What we need to do, once we've fertilised this and done some other jobs, is we need to take this tree down and any others which are in the way. We're going to put a nice track in. The other thing we're going to do is take down the individual trees in that field, just because it makes it difficult for the drill. So we do have some tidying up to do, but at least now we have the Fiat, which means we can run the forest mulcher. This tractor could do it, but it really struggled. So technically it couldn't do it. You know what I mean? You know, if you really wanted to get something done, it would do it, but it really wasn't happy. So what we need to jump into, or onto, which is unusual I know, is the Ferguson. It is the best tractor to do the spraying with. In fact, it is its main job. This is the shed I'm talking about for the bales. Oh, hello fence. Just casually driving into it. There is the forest mulcher. That's going to be used. I mustn't block it in. There's my mower. So yeah, here is the sprayer. Not too sure what we have left in it. Not much. So we're probably going to have to go and refill that. I don't think we have another IBC, so that is another expense. I'll get this field done first, and then we can do that field, and then the field beyond. But I'm very happy with how things are going. It is good. And we haven't had to cut the trees down. Yet. But we will do eventually. So on the shopping list is the trailer. Probably a bale spike. I always use that one from Black Sheep Modding, and I always come back to it. Because of one simple reason. It's good. It works really well. A few people have said, oh, would you just stop using the same one all the time? But you sort of, when you find something which is just perfect and always works well, it's difficult to move away from it. And why would you? Why would you then try out some others if the one you already have is faultless? It's also not too expensive, so I will probably be using it. I don't think I have it yet. Pretty sure I don't. Anyway, this field here will be very easy. We'll then do that field. We should have enough chemical for those two, provided I don't leave it running. And yeah, we'll probably head over to the store to buy one more IBC for the bigger field. Pretty much empty, but as you can see, it's all looking better. Much better. So the plan now is to... Well, I need to put this baler away, but I don't want to block in... Well, actually, we're probably not going to move the bales today. I need to do the trees and everything first, so I will just put it over here. But I am thinking, if we just leave enough space on the left-hand side of the shed, that is where the bales can go. It needs to have a huge tidy up. I probably will start parking all the implements like this. But yeah, I'm going to go and sell another bit of grain that we have in storage to fund the IBC. And we'll also put the front loader on and bring back the IBC at the same time. Probably do with taking the weight off again. We don't have much left. There is not much left in storage at all. But at least there is something. I would choose the one which we have the best price on, not necessarily the most of, because I don't want to be wasting stuff. Right, okay, so into this category we need to be... What do we have? We've got some barley. We've got some wheat. Wheat's quite a good one. We have some corn. Okay, so wheat it is. Not much, but it's something. Should be enough to fund the IBC. Although I am aware of how expensive they are. So just a bit of an update with how things are going. We have the new piece of land. We have the new tractor. So really we are now setting our sights completely on the new combine, and that is not going to be cheap. In fact, it makes the £85,000 piece of land look cheap, because those machines are expensive. We're going to have to buy it used, no doubt about it, and it's going to be a while until we can get it, but yes, it means the harvests are going to be fairly slow, as we're still using the existing one, which I like the machine, it's just the farm is outgrowing it. £3,200, okay, so that's to be expected, but it does add so much more value to the crops. I think actually we just conveniently got more money in from the greenhouse, so that was good. Let's go and finish that fertilising. Spraying completed. Just to show you, yeah, there's a slither there, but not worth going back over. So that's brilliant. Now what's going to happen is I will actually drill the rest of it, and we will harvest it all at the same time, because I know at the moment it's looking a bit crazy. It's all one field, but it's all, some of it's stubble and some of it's almost ready to harvest. We'll just let it all catch up, make it all normal again, because otherwise it's going to make it difficult for when it comes to baling the soybean straw. So yeah, I don't want to have it like this. It was a total mistake, as you know. So to finish off with, what we're going to do is we're going to cut down those random trees. We're going to get the forestry mulcher, hopefully turn it back to soil, and then next time when it comes to drilling it, we'll be able to just do it in one go. But of course, before we can do that, we have to move the bales and all that sort of stuff. Now, I am possibly going to sell the JCB. It might be better off as money in our bank account. I do like it, but I haven't used it as much as I thought I would do. I was going to use it for the IBC, but the Ferguson actually does that as well. So yeah, I think it probably is better off as money. I think it's worth about £10,000, which would be useful. We have the forest mulcher. Ah, crop. Yeah, I think whilst I'm at it, I will just take down those trees. I'm going to do the rest. I have no way of getting through otherwise. Yes, if you have the third person mod, unless they've made an update, I'm not too sure. You do sometimes have to go into third person to be able to crouch, but that's not really an issue. It might have been fixed. So is that good enough? Is that going to be enough space? No. There's also the lumberjack mod. I think you can remove tree stumps with a chainsaw with that. But with this machine we can just clear everything, so this is fine. We'll get rid of those trees eventually. But first let's lay a track and remove those stumps. Okay, working very effectively as you can see. There is a stump there which I've just missed. And yeah, this tractor is not complaining at all. Getting stuck on my own tree stump, my own tree trunk. But yeah, that is fine. We can at least drive through. Let's get rid of the rest of them. And as I said, we'll just put the trees through the chipper, get a bit of money for them. Nice. Brilliant. Eventually I'll probably make it a dirt track. But for now it's just so we can get through. Oh, look how much wool they've got now. Okay, tree number 1. I do like the trees, but sometimes we just have to remove them. Because they're not exactly in the most convenient place ever. We'll have to plant some more somewhere else. And then we have 2 over there, and I think there's 1 over there. So let's just get rid of that. I don't know if this can actually put it back down to soil. Might have to use the plough for that. And there we go. So how many bales have we created? Because we could actually calculate how much straw we have by doing this. So obviously it's not going to include the final piece left in the baler, but we've got 27 bales and there's 4,000 litres in each. So 27 times 4. 108,000 litres if I'm not mistaken. So if each... Well, I don't know actually what a good price is for straw on this difficulty, but let's just say it's £50. £50 for 1,000 litres. So it's £50 times 108, which I think is £5,400. So that gives you an idea of how not really worth it is, unless you're ready to get a good price. But this is my point about doing canola straw, soybeans and corn, because those prices are higher, much higher. This is where I think the bales are going to go. Yeah, for example, let's just say I think the soybeans, 112. Yeah, that's quite an improvement over what our current standard straw price is of 38. But the price is going up. That's good to see. In fact, what would be even better is if we don't even have to store it, if we can just load up the trailers and take them straight to the sell point, because yeah, storing them is a bit of a pain. We don't even need them, we already have some straw in storage, so yeah, that's the end of this episode. So thank you so much for watching, hopefully you've enjoyed it. Please do like the video if you have liked it, and until next time, see you again soon. Bye for now.